Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent-Bound Network is right for you.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky vs. Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Into the Salty Language, episode 463.
Sexiest podcasts on the network. Hi, Brian.
Hello, Tony.
How's it going, man?
You know, it's going.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm hoping we avoid all tech disasters this week.
Yeah.
My fucked up little smart plug, so I won't randomly lose power in the middle of recording. Alexa tries to sabotage me.
That was nuts last week, especially
weird,
after we were done recording.
Oh my god, it was like this ghost of podcasting.
Yeah.
It was like, go to bed.
It was like, we're trying to have a very short conversation, and like every time like we start to talk, all your stuff went down.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen because it's not.
Yeah, if it happened.
Yeah, for sure. I'm checking. Like I'm going outside and making sure like aliens are invading.
Yeah, good call. Make sure you set.
The way the year's going, anything's possible.
True. Yeah, I was gonna say just make sure you set up some cameras and rub some Vaseline over the front so you can't, so it's a real blurry picture of whatever's going on.
True.
Like my mom and Jim like to watch this. What's the show called? Paranormal Caught on Tape or something to that. And I'm never one to shut the door on anything. And a lot of the stuff they show is pretty weird stuff, right?
You should now be known as Fox Mulder.
It's amazing, though, how many times, because, like, I've said millions of times about, like, Bigfoot. It's like, look, they showed one last night that we were watching, and they were like, this is some of the best Bigfoot footage, blah, blah, blah. It was shot in 96, and I'm like, and it's still from, like, 2,000 miles away. It's blurry as hell. All you can make out is that it's a dark form. That literally can't make out any detailing on this at all. And to even Bigfoot is a leap because it could just be some dude in a black tracksuit,
It's probably my neighbor's Ring doorbell capturing me in my shorty short stay salty shorts, letting the dogs out at 5 a.m, all confused.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it was like, I'm sitting there going, okay, if the best footage or some of the best footage is considered to have been shot in 96, when you think about how advanced we are now with cameras and, our phones have crazy zoom functions and all this, they have the night mode on them that takes amazing night, all this technology, and still the best we can get is from like 2,000, yards away, whatever, like I said, and it's like, and grainy and blurry, and it's like
on tape.
It's like, come on, like, I mean, seriously, the shirts that show Bigfoot is like the, hide and seek champion, nailed it.
Yeah.
So, and again, I'm not saying Bigfoot doesn't exist, but I'm just saying it's like, it's a lot harder to buy into. Like, I have an easier time buying into ghosts and aliens than I do Bigfoot, because at least some of the stuff that has been captured for the other stuff, it's like, there's just some freaky shit.
Yeah.
Like somebody will be recording something and they'll be just, on the camera, something will dart by, and I don't know, maybe it's some digital, glitch or something, but whatever. It's just funny to me how keep showing these Bigfoot things and every one of them looks basically the same. And I'm like, okay, unless you got something new, this isn't anything. It's another blurry thing of something running in the open,
So what you're saying, Brian, is probably 85% of the population video camera in their pocket.
Right.
And no one's managed to capture any imagery of a 7-foot ape.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I actually think there's better footage of things that are like UFO type things than there is of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So
I believe that.
Whatever. I don't know. It's just wild to me how it's. At least with the other stuff, there seems to be an advancement. Like the UFO pictures that people submit to this show seem to be getting better. Like they at least seem to be getting a tad clearer. They're still always blurry. But, that's because they're moving so fast a lot of times, which I'm not being sarcastic there. It's darting. So people are trying to capture it.
Maybe Bigfoot's super fast.
That must be it, right? And I love this. What I think is hilarious, I said they were showing these people who are these paranormal investigators. They're at this graveyard, and they all get in the car because they're about to leave, and all of a sudden something hits the car, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And immediately get out of the car to go see what it was, right? And I'm like,
grieving her dead husband.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, they need to get those people to Bigfoot, because all the people who see Bigfoot never go after it. They never try to close the distance.
True.
To get a better shot or investigate. Which, listen, I understand. If you get close to a big feat and it's as fat, some of these people are claiming it is, or as big or strong. We don't know. If Big Feats is out there, he might rip us limb from limb. We don't. But I think it's funny that these ghost investigators or paranormal investigators, as soon as some crazy shit happens, it doesn't matter what room it's in, outside, inside, dark, it could be, what they're like, let's get after it. But the Bigfoot people are like, I'm good way back here. It's like, look, with my room, it's like from Ohio, I can see it in Florida. I don't need to get any close. That's just, it's dangerous.
Actually, I think I have it figured out.
Okay.
Bigfoot, like 7 foot tall,
Mm-hmm.
walks upright.
Yeah.
Clear active camo.
Yeah.
It's not a Bigfoot, it's a predator.
You might be right. Maybe that's the problem,
Just the times they catch him on tape, he's like, his camo isn't working or
Right.
whatever. Just,
Like, he
just
probably...
got done taking like a big stinky predator dump in the woods
Which
on his hunting trip.
Which also, oddly enough, has its own cloaking, which is why we haven't really found much of that,
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not saying none of this stuff exists. It's just funny. These are just things that I've just observations that I have while watching them, Because there's a lot of them on that show. Sitting there and I'll be like, come on, like, I mean, one they showed last night, this guy was like, my house is haunted. And he put a remote control on the floor and was like, use the energy to move the remote. And the remote flips as though it had like a little, I'm trying to think. Do you remember?
One of those rubber suction cup poppers?
Yes. Like if you put one of those underneath a remote and it, popped, and it flipped all around, that's exactly what it acted like, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. So then
that sounds like special effects and lasers.
Well, then he goes, well, I wanted to, investigate this. What one of the air quote experts said is very common, which is you put baby powder down or talcum powder or something like that down.
Cocaine.
Right, cocaine. And see if you can capture footprints like that. And overnight, there was a thing, it looked like basically 2 puffs of air basically went across it. But it's like 5 feet from a doorway. And I'm like, there could just be air circulating and it could have blown that. It's like, so your 2 proof things are really hard to not take a look at. And I was like,
So I have a great idea. Or at least it'd be a great idea if it wasn't Corona City right now.
Yeah.
That we go to like a KOA as Bigfooters and just make a weekend documentary of us looking for Bigfoot at like a KOA.
It'd be hilarious as if like we actually found Bigfoot.
Like, just chilling with his family.
We're just shitting around and he's like, and we're like big feats and he's like, come on guys, I'm with my family, like a celebrity, like I'm with my family. Can we,
Oh, is this Mama Foot?
Are these little feats? He's like, guys, really, no pictures of my kids. Like, come on, like
just have a s'more and move on.
Yeah.
No photos though.
Yeah. Oh man, be funny. But whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I can't help. I love too. One of the guys was like, he's like, a lot of people, when they see something like this, they want to try to explain it away. He's like, instead of opening their mind to the possibility that it could be blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, because that's what our brains do. That's what normal people do, is we look as possibly be this. Like, here's a great example. The blurry Bigfoot footage, the guys who shot it were like, where he was at was out on like a glacier or something like that. And they're like, if you were out there, if you were out there, you'd have like walking poles or a backpack or this. And I'm like, so it's fully 100% okay for you to immediately leap to that, but not to that maybe, I don't know, maybe it's some dude who slid or something like that and lost his backpack or something. It's like it's just immediately like, oh, well, it absolutely can't be a human because he doesn't have any human possessions on him. Like,
right.
What if maybe he was picked up by aliens and just dropped off right there? I mean,
what if he got possessed by a ghost and that's where they ended up?
Yeah.
Ghost possession.
Yeah, exactly. Or a demon or something. I mean, we don't know.
What if he got possessed by a ghost, then abducted by aliens, but the aliens was actually Bigfoot?
Oh my God. All right, I want a comedy show to give us that sketch,
Yes.
Especially the demon and then abducted by aliens thing.
Oh yeah, for sure, right?
What the hell did we get our hands on? Huh.
The classic painting, the dogs playing poker?
Yeah.
I want that, but with big feet.
I feel like that should happen if it hasn't already. I mean, that,
You know, and you can have like different styles of the big feet. Like they've one from like Harry and the Hendersons,
Yeah.
and you know, and
The
the
one-
other one, Blurry.
the one from Jack. One's got to be very blurry. Oh,
Yeah.
here you go. The one sitting furthest back is blurry.
Yeah, Blurry, and he's got that classic like pose. like
Yeah.
that whatever that like classic Bigfoot when he's strutting on that rocky beach or whatever,
Right. Yeah.
being all sexy like.
Sure. I mean, why?
Forcing me to slow the video down 18 times because it's so hot.
Mm-hmm. Hot Blooded is playing.
Of course. Definitely.
Oh, man. Or some sexy saxophone music with
Just, you know, I slowly drop my binoculars and just go, Sask.
putting the sass in,
Hey. Yes.
flipping his hair.
Putting the sass in Sasquatch.
He's got little shorty shorts on, you know.
Man, I'm gonna when to go get some.
Stop it. No. Oh man. Anyway, but you know, I know a lot of people dig into this stuff, and I like I said, I really don't have an issue with it. I just find it funny how, as much as the guy was, you know, kind of like, well, you know, these people are being too skeptical. It's like, yeah, but maybe you're being a little too open with your ideas here. Like, one of the things, honestly, that irritates the shit out of me on that show is that one of them was they were showing like UFOs, right?
Right.
And they have this guy who's the term paranormal journalist. And I'm like, it might as well say random asshole because you like give me some actual credentials. I'm sorry, but to be an expert in the paranormal, okay, what's that supposed to mean? You know, like it's not a real thing.
You know, if I had more faith in my computer and was recording our video, I would put dick joke journalists underneath our names.
Well, you know, so what I'm thinking though is this guy's like, well, this isn't, you know, one of them's like, this is unlike any aircraft I've ever seen. And I'm like, okay, but what is your expertise in aeronautics here?
Yeah.
Like, how about someone who, you know, and then the one guy they have is like, well, in, you know, my 10 years in the Air Force, I never saw anything like that. And I'm like, yeah, but how long ago were you in the Air Force? Technology advances. The government isn't showing us everything that they're working on. So we don't know if this is aliens or if this is, you know, our own government with fancy newfangled equipment. We don't know if there's a glitch in the Matrix. We don't know if it's Bigfoot flying. We have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah. What are your aeronautical qualifications, sir?
Yeah.
The plane go vroom vroom, then fly.
Listen, I've been to an airport.
Exactly.
I mean, listen.
I've watched Planes, the movie.
I've been to multiple air shows. I've been to an Air Force museum. I've seen planes take off and land.
I flew a 6-foot wingspan styrofoam glider.
Yeah, but that is one of the things that bothers me is like, if you're going to try to convert skeptics a little bit to your cause, we need real scientists or real experts, not random.
Some Yahoo.
We don't need paranormal journalists because
we get on the show,
I mean, literally, that's what I'm saying is it's like, you know, when you say paranormal journalist, I immediately go, that's not a thing. Like, that's not, like, and even if it is a thing, that's not, like, you don't journalism. You go for journalists, and then you could, I guess, specialize in paranormal activity. That's fine, but, you know, look at how people in Ghostbusters treated the Ghostbusters, you know?
like they should have.
Well, not till the end when they were heroes.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And there you go.
But before that, they were kind of like, hey, who are
Cue
these?
Nickelback hero.
They were like, who are these idiots? I don't know. Whatever. All right.
You know what's funny
I
though
need to
is
stop writing about this.
like a good portion of the people that watch the show are like, man, my fucking cousin was out deer hunting. He seen him a Bigfoot. I believe in all this. And then you're like, how about you put a mask on? Because Corona. Hell no.
Now, see, that's the best part is that, you know, you should start masks and going out.
That would actually be pretty amazing.
Hanging out outside bars, hunting areas. Well, not hunting areas,
Oh,
but
hell yeah. It'll pop a cap in your ass.
There's enough of that goes on, with people in people costumes.
Yeah, for sure.
I just read an article a little bit ago about a poacher that shot another poacher because he thought it was an animal, and I'm like, meh, like
it's all right.
Karma, instant karma,
Exactly. That'll learn you. That's what I say.
Yeah. I will say this about the show. Most of the people that they have that have sent stuff in are not like what in the past these shows would have shown for like whoever like has been abducted by aliens or seen weird things, where it was always the town drunk after, and he was walking home or stumbling home on a Friday night and crazy shit happened. No one else saw it, like them to be fairly like people that it's like, yeah, this was just really weird, like it's kins and shit. Yeah. So that definitely helps.
Cletus, tell him what happened. Well, I left the bar. I was pretty hammered. I got abducted, and they probed my anus and mouth 4 times.
Oddly enough, they knew my name too. And I woke up in my brother's truck, and he was wiping his hands. Grabbing my mullet like I like. Oh shit. But that I like I said, I do appreciate that because it does make it to where, it doesn't give you that vibe before of, how, the Men in Black would just show up, dump a bunch of booze on somebody if they saw, claim they saw an alien or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay. Like reek of some more bourbon maybe.
Yeah, right.
Good shit. Yeah.
Indeed,
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. So anyway, enough of me shitting on that, because that really isn't my intention,
Nah, it's fine. I mean, we all got shit on something every once in a while.
Well, no, I mean, like I'm very skeptical that's. I'm sure most people are aware of that by this point, but I'm not. I'd never shut the door on something, like because, if something happens, I'll be like, like I said, if somebody comes up with a Bigfoot corpse or a real good clean looking video, then that's a different story. That was the other thing too, is I forgot what it was. One of the things that they were like, we sent the video to, this expert, and he was like, well, I shared it with other colleagues, and I'm like, yeah, see, like, cause they were trying to figure out what this thing could be as far as like an animal or a humanoid or something. I'm like, why didn't you send it to a scientist? Like, why are you sending it to...
There's Bigfoot specialists out there.
Well, it wasn't the Bigfoot one. It was something else. But it was still to somebody who knows science stuff. Like, people who know what animals are. Again...
It'd be great if, I sent I put it on a thumb drive, and I mailed it to my Bigfoot expert friend. And it just fast forward to, like, a manila envelope showing up to where the garage where the Bigfoot truck is. It's like, man, someone keeps sending us these fucking thumb drives. Throws in the garbage.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, going back to my other point, it's like, if the next thing is like, when they're like, yeah, we took this footage, blah, 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 and we sent it to this person, and then, doctor whatever, so-and-so, it's like, if they're like, I don't know what the fuck that is, like, I've never seen anything like that, and I've been studying all the things on the planet for like 40 years, then I'm, okay, now this is some weird. Now it's like I have some confirmation that this is.
Now it's slightly credible.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway.
Slightly.
Anyway. Well, to me, it would add quite a bit of credibility, because if someone who's an actual expert on stuff like that is like, like if you tell me you've never seen that in the realm of crazy shit, okay, but maybe you don't know all the species of things on the planet, or, maybe somebody, at least get a scientist to participate in the thing. Maybe they can't. I don't know. Maybe scientists are like, fuck you, I don't
I have beakers and shit. I'm making miniature black holes in the Hadron Collider right now.
Yeah.
I don't have time for your big feats.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe that's where Bigfoot comes from, though.
Yeah.
Miniature black holes.
Yeah. No, because he was around before they were smashing things with that Hadron Collider.
He can make his own. He can disappear.
God damn it, I didn't even realize that. So Big Feats is magical.
He's got a large hadron collider in his balls.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Boy. All right. Well, let's move on to. Oh my God. Seriously, I keep saying let's move on, and then I'm the one that keeps ringing in his back.
Sorry, I got stuff we could shit on too. It's cool.
All right. Well, I most of the stuff I actually have, I think, is shitting on things. So.
I mean, I'm looking at my notes, and I've got 7 things wrote down.
Uh-huh.
3 of them are shitting on things. So
Perfect. Let's pile it up then.
yeah, exactly. It's not gonna be one of those, stealthed out predator shits.
Well, let's do real quick then. I mean, unless you have details about your week to get into, I don't really have a whole lot with mine, other than we went to get some. We had some gift certificates to a place here that's a like a hot dog and ice cream joint.
Sick.
I mean, you'll know it, Timbo's.
Oh yeah, baby.
So we rolled down there, and there was not one person there aside from the employees that had a mask on.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Nobody walked up with one. No one, when they were finished eating, put one on. And, my mom's like, can you go get in line for that? And I'm like, yeah. So I threw my mask on. I know, right? Like, are chili dogs really?
I mean, chili dogs, Brian.
Yeah. And then ice cream, of course.
And then ice cream.
Yeah. But anyway, that was basically it. The rest of my week's been whatever,
Well, I mean, we had Faja's Day, which is,
Yeah.
always a little. I mean, it's obviously different for me because I have the chillins, but it's
Right.
also weird for me.
Yeah, right, because
I know it's weird for you.
Dead
'cause,
Dad Club, right?
Hashtag Dead Dad Club.
Yeah.
But it was a good day though. I did get this sick ass gift from. It's full of Guinness right now. I got this Viking drinking horn
Oh yeah, I saw your picture of that. That's
for my
pretty.
kid.
That's pretty sweet.
Which is dope, and a Viking bearded axe bottle opener. It's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Oh, that was a bottle opener. Okay, I was wondering what that
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I came up with shot glass too. I'm like, I don't really do shots, guys. They're like, yeah, I know, but it just came part of the package. I'm like, all right.
What is the shot glass?
It's more animal horn.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's but it's not like if it was, it's like a Viking shot glass. If you put liquor in that, you're getting fucked up.
Nice.
But
You know
the
what's
horn is
funny? Out of
awesome.
all I don't think I have one like that. I've never even
Oh.
seen one like, just out looking at shot glasses. I've never even seen
when
one.
you come over, I'll have to show it to you.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I
cool.
know you're a shot glass guy
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, I have a lot of shot glasses. So, yeah.
for sure.
I try to get.
Shots.
It's funny because I'm really not a shots guy. I just like shot glasses. I just think they're cool. But I really, I go out of my way to try to get non-touristy ones and ones that are like differently shaped or just cool. I've talked about them before on here, I think, but I have like a Jim Beam one that has like a baseball shape to it, and then
Yeah.
and stuff. And
You
I've
like
got-
the unique stuff.
yeah, and I don't like the touristy ones because a lot of times they're just a generic shape shot glass with, fill in the blank, Orlando, Florida or whatever on it. It's like, yeah,
Life's a beach.
Yeah. yeah, basically that's yeah. I prefer to find older ones if I can, but I do dig the ones that have like a specific liquor on them as well. If they're one that I want is like I still don't have is there's a Maker's Mark one that's got the dip on it.
Oh yeah. It looks like the
The
bottle.
wax, yeah, and I need to get one of those. Also, like the rocks glasses they have like that, so I need to get some.
Well, I mean,
of them
that could
as
be
well.
accomplished, Brian. We
No,
just
I
have to go do the bourbon trail.
Oh darn! Twist my arm. Anyway,
No, I mean, Father's Day was all right, though.
Yeah.
It was weird because, like, my parents that morning left to go to South Carolina for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I didn't go see them.
Mm.
And Logan was sick, so I didn't see him. Although the kids came over and, they gave me the presents earlier in the week.
yeah,
But Leah came over and, we hung out and she made dinner, which was cool. And yeah, it was kind of like a nice thing because I just kind of chilled most of the day,
yeah, that's awesome. That's
which was much needed.
yeah. That's
Because I actually worked Saturday, which sucked balls.
oh, you're back to
Just
that.
last week.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they go, hey, we're gonna need you to work Saturday again. There's probably gonna be a riot. But
Yeah. Like for
Yeah,
people who
weird.
don't, because no one wants to, or because everybody wants that overtime or extra time.
No, because everyone's like, hey, if you're gonna start making us work Saturdays, how about you just put us back on 10-hour shifts instead of 8s and done during the week and have our weekend still.
That actually, I mean, and that makes a lot of sense. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because that's what I was like.
yeah,
Like if they ask again, well, one, if they ask again, I'd be like, I got my kid this weekend. Sorry,
yeah,
I won't be there.
right.
But
Fair enough.
yeah, good times, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, having one day off sucked.
Yeah, I imagine it did.
Like Sunday night, I'm like getting ready. I gotta get up and go to work. This is bullshit. It just didn't feel like a weekend.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the drinking horn is badass, and thanks to Jeannie, they brought me a 6-pack of 2 different types of beers of stuff brewed in like Iceland.
Oh, cool.
Yes, and it's like very Viking branded. So it was a very Viking package. It's very cool.
Now, is it pretty like kicking the dick level stuff?
I had the pale ale, and it was really good, nice and hoppy. They brought me a stout too, but they're pretty. I mean, seems like pretty standard ABVs.
Okay, I was just curious if if you're gonna have something with the Viking theme, I'm thinking you dial it up a little bit.
Time to get smashed.
Yeah.
Although I did find out with this thing, for some reason, like a pint glass, I can't like drink fast. I don't know if it's the perfect circle. This is not it's an actual animal horn.
Yeah.
I drink way faster out of it. I don't know what the deal is.
It's the handle.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So maybe it's the Viking spirit or something.
Yes, that's probably what it is.
It sucked ass. But Saturday night, my boy Mike came over. Yeah, it's been a long time since I knocked it back a lot of beer, and we certainly did Saturday.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Because it's like he brought a cooler of beer, I had beer, growler up at Pavlov's that day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I should get some beer. I'm like, yeah, I got. My mom gave me a bunch of Heineken that someone brought Chuck, and obviously he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
So I had that. I was like, and I text Mike because I'm like, I know Pavlov's has that coconut almond joy, and I think it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, you like coconut? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. And I walk into Pavlov's, and the shit was their special for $10 for a growler fill.
Nice.
Like, walked out of that, and that place was way busier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. People have been like, it's like, even though they couldn't have people inside, like every time I went by there, when they were open, it was there were quite a few people like standing outside waiting to go in to get beers, or standing outside with waiting for food or whatever. So it was
like
good to see.
I want to say there was 2 or 3 full people. Obviously, they took some tables out.
Yeah.
And then at the bar, there's one spot where you can order at, and then they have plexiglass dividers, so you could have 2 people sitting in a divided area by themselves.
Oh, okay. They didn't have that when I was in there, so that was because they weren't open inside for other than carry out. You go in, get your beer, and leave. You couldn't stay. So.
And walking out, as I was walking in, they had, I think, 3 growlers full, and then they popped open the back of their car, and there was a case of beer in the back of it. I was like, Jesus, what the?
Damn.
It was Father's Day weekend. I'm sure they're getting ready for a party or
Swingers
something.
party, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, buddy.
But yeah,
they're going to.
So we killed that growler,
dude.
And it was
They're going to a key party, but isn't so much that you just reach in and pull one out. It's that they just can't remember whose keys are which.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we killed that growler, and we did some damage, and then we were just up. I'm sure, the house next to me has been for sale since I moved in.
Yeah,
just got a new neighbor in, and here she is hearing us out, and I don't even know how late we were up out there with a fire roaring bullshit, and I got metal playing out of the garage. Welcome to the neighborhood,
right?
But at the point, Mike's like, well, if you gotta go inside, you just let me know. I'm like, bro, what, it's fine. I'm like, well, what's your plans? I'm like, are you going back to Swine, or do you got something else lined up? And he's like, well, that's what I was thinking, unless you got a couch. I'm like, yeah, dude, I got a couch.
Yeah.
I'm like, absolutely, you can crash on my couch. He's like, front porch. I'm like, bro, I don't have any furniture out there that's comfortable to sleep on.
Yeah, there's a table, but I don't think it'd be comfortable to sleep on.
No. And there's a big wooden bench.
Yeah. Also,
he's like, I'll just sleep on the floor. I'm like, no, I got a couch.
Yeah.
And then I left in the morning, and he was gone.
Yeah, all right.
He told me that. He's like, I'll be gone probably before you're awake.
All right.
Yeah, and he was. And then he texted me like,
Like, sorry, it's mine now. Party
it
rule,
feels
man.
like I haven't seen that dude in a while, so it was
Yeah.
good to see him.
Cool.
Yeah,
Mm.
he's talking about not moving into like this end of town because his ex-girlfriend actually lives in my neighborhood,
Oh,
which would have
yeah.
been great when they still lived together.
Right.
'Cause it would have been like a 10-minute walk to his house. That'd been
Right.
probably actually a terrible
Terrible idea. Yeah, probably.
But he's talking about moving into the city, but not in around me because I'm like, bro, there's houses for sale all over here. So he doesn't even drive by the road that he's like, if I see that fucking kind of.
Oh, wow. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, all
Fair
right.
enough. Yeah.
I got you.
Right.
So, yeah, that was a nice little Saturday night.
Mhm.
But I mean, other than that, my week's been pretty meh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. It's
I
been those weeks.
I honestly feel like I'm forgetting something,
Yeah.
but that's what happens.
I just feel like it was one of those kind of weeks where it went by, and it wasn't a bad week at all. It was just like, yep, it's a week, and there you go. That's basically been it. We did our 260 life,
Hell yeah.
which is if you go by calendar weeks, that's 5 years of podcasts. So that's
How crazy is that, huh?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I mean, and seriously, like us, we're 5 episodes away from 9 years.
That's even crazier.
So, yeah.
Once again, I always feel like we should do something,
Yeah.
but we never plan anything.
For the 10-year one, we'll do something.
Well, that's fair.
I don't know what. Plus, that's a long ways away. So,
Well, maybe for the 9-year one, maybe you come over again and we actually record through microphones this time.
I mean, we could. That's a novel
or I
idea.
can just put the laptop up and
That's
Yeah,
the
I know.
move.
we'll have to figure something out.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for my like this weekend would have been perfect because my neighbors weren't around for some reason.
Mhm.
Because I really feel like setting up the shit out in like the girl
Yeah.
depends on how hot it is.
That
and
too.
All that.
Yeah. This was definitely not the week.
Oh no! I mean, it like once it hit darkness outside, it was great. But when we were sitting out there during the sun, it was just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Exactly. I
And
know.
I still enjoy the shit out of it.
Yeah. Well, it was like when I was waiting in line at that place yesterday, I'm standing out there and, it was, I don't know, 85, 86. It didn't feel hot, but the humidity was high enough that I'm standing out there going, all right, anytime.
Yeah.
'Cause-
We can get this line moving.
Well, it was like, people were observing 6 feet rules and everything, but it was like they took my order, then this group of like 6 people's order, then another group of like 4 people's order, and I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm not seeing anything coming out. Maybe you should stop taking orders for a minute. Or you're going to get, yeah, it's like, or you're going to get really far behind here. And
For sure, right?
then they got, a bunch of the ice cream out, and that thinned the line way down, because at that point I was just waiting on food, and then, we were going to get ice cream afterwards, so.
Right.
But yeah, by the time, I was done,
Chili dog and ice cream. It's a straight up combo right there.
well, they had tots and like nacho cheese to dip them in. I mean, I couldn't say no to that because fatty, and it was so. Yeah, and then I got the ice cream I got was like I'll call it a blizzard because I can't remember what they call it, and everyone will know what I talk about.
Something like a snowstorm or a
Yeah,
apocalypto, where it's always something goofy.
yeah. But it was just I saw that that's the move.
I had one that had Cocoa Puffs in it.
Yeah.
And it was really good until I got through the upper crust, and I was like, "These bitches!" It's just basically a cup of vanilla ice cream, top mixed.
Oh, that's not cool. It's supposed to be
was
mixed
not-
all the way through. Yeah.
I didn't get it from Timbo's. I got it
Yeah.
from some other hack job that I probably won't go back to.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that is too bad. Yeah. One of the
I was
places
like,
I went
Cocoa
to,
Pebbles? That sounds amazing.
yeah, one of the places I went to had crunch berries, and that was pretty strong because it's like it's nothing fancy. It's just crunch berries and vanilla ice cream. It's not anything fancy, but it was just what I wanted. And just standing outside in the humidity,
Right.
it was quite nice.
Shit. Quite nice.
Quite nice.
nice.
Yeah. So, last week I was talking about Louis C.K. and watching his special and how it just hit weird and stuff for me. And it's so tough. Because the reason I'm bringing this up is because since then, there has been, quotes that there's been accusations brought up against.
Yeah, I saw the Crystalia stuff.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of evidence apparently against him. I've read quite a few stories, and they've got some of the people have receipts, and it's like, yeah, it looks real bad for him, but whatever. You reap what you sow.
It's true.
And I kind of am like, because I've never been big on like the whole cancel culture thing. I've always been like, people deserve a second chance and blah blah. But it's like the more and more I'm reading these stories from people, and real quick before I go into that part, also this week there's been a ton of wrestlers accused of this kind of stuff.
Really?
Basically, like promoters or not promoters, but like people being groomed for, like was using the grooming technique of, he would talk to younger wrestlers and be like, oh, let me see your body progress pics.
Oh, jeez.
And that eventually becomes a, like, oh, let me see, to where it's basically, let me see you nude, basically. And
Yeah, but how about them titties?
Well, and the problem is some of these people, and it's gone into, one wrestler on a podcast a few years ago referenced a female wrestler and said that,
Oh my.
yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, this is a real thing. He got suspended today, which I really feel like the suspension's not enough. He's got to go to counseling, I guess. And if you want to read more about all these things, you can. There's a lot to read. There's a lot of women right now on Twitter. If you, I think it's Speak Out, I think is the hashtag they're using.
Right.
And kudos to them for having the strength and being willing to do this, because there's so much of this to where, like, I don't know, like on a podcast, dude, Joey Coco said he wouldn't let a woman go on stage unless she like offered to suck his dick.
Damn, Joey Diaz.
Yeah, and it's like, and there's a lot of that culture, and to where a lot of women, in order to get stage time, would literally have to do something for a guy, basically, or same in wrestling, in order to get booked, there's all sorts of shitty stuff that guys were making the women do, or getting, trying to get them to do. And I know it's not really any industry that's out there. This has existed, like,
for sure.
It's just, it most likely. So it's just, and I don't even want to be like, oh, it's awful because these people are so talented. Because honestly, fuck them. If they're doing these kind of things, fuck them, because you don't need to be that way. That's completely unnecessary. And it's just a fucking power trip, So, yeah, it's just amazing how much it's blown up over the last week, between the comedy world and wrestling world. And I'm seeing a lot of it because I follow a lot of people who are in the comedy world and a lot of people in the wrestling world. So I'm seeing,
right.
I didn't see the wrestling stuff at first, Fluffy Bunny Ash, actually. Then I started looking it up, and I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of names on here that are pretty big names. Not like huge names for the most part, but well-known people,
I mean,
so.
I hate to be that guy, but I'm not terribly surprised, unfortunately.
Right, because like, Marty, the comedian that has the Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling podcast, he's talked over the years about how basically wrestling is like 5 to 10 years behind the world as far as how it views about how woke it is, basically, and it's honestly that, because it's very much got the locker room, I'm air quoting, bullshit that was going around.
Mentality.
Yeah. So, and comedy basically has been the same thing. Those two worlds parallel each other so much.
Right.
And in the music industry too, acting, all that kind of stuff. We've heard about acting for over the years. Like, was it, people brought back up Megan Fox when she pointed out how, what's that guy's name? I can't think of his name. Michael Bay had her at age 15 dancing in a bikini under a waterfall in Bad Boys,
right.
And it was like, yeah, that should not have been going on there. You shouldn't be in any sexualize a 15-year-old.
No.
But yeah. So anyway, yeah, just a whole big kaboom in both of these worlds. So, yeah, you might, as people like look into some of these things and read some of them, and it's like, and try not, try not to be a dick to the people coming forward, because a lot of them that are coming forward, first of all, there's a lot of them that are just not naming names. They're just telling their stories,
Right.
There are some that are naming names, and the ones that are naming names, like the ones going after Chris D'Elia, it's like, there's nothing for them truly to gain as far as like, they're not going to gain popularity by going after Chris D'Elia,
No. Exactly. It's not like, oh, I can't wait to get all these new Instagram followers.
Yeah, but, there's been a lot of backlash over a lot of guys that, like, Rogan is really good friends with. And Rogan's given a lot of those guys platforms, so people are kind of like, hey, let's put an end to giving these kind of guys platforms. Like, quit giving them rewards for being awful people. So, it's,
Right.
We'll see how the movie industry went through a bit of a run on this. A year or two ago. So now it's time for, wrestling and comedy to have its comeuppance, because it deserves it. There's a lot of it that's gone on. So, yeah.
Yeah, what a fucked up world.
I know, right? Yeah. And that's why I said I before was very much like, I was in that camp. I was openly in that camp of like with Louis, to where it's like, man, he's so, or like the way a lot of people were with Cosby, right? Like, man, he was so talented and blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but you know what? Fuck him. Fuck both of them, because what they did was horrible, and they shouldn't be able to get rich after being like that to people, and using, those platforms to, potentially ruin someone else's life, and then be able to just move on and, make it seriously. That was the thing with Louis. It was like, God damn, he's making jokes about it to where it's almost like he's trying to make himself the victim.
Right.
But you know what to learn in all of it still remains is, don't idolize people.
Oh, yeah. That's,
Charles Barkley,
yeah.
He start playing the I am not a role model commercial again.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. So I saw people, talking about pulling down statues of different things across the board, and somebody on one of the things I saw was like, so, are people going to bitch, when we get to, the presidents who locked up Japanese people during World War II? And I'm like, fuck them. Yeah, pull those statues down too. Like I was immediately like, yes. Like I'm
right.
No questions. And again, I'm like, we need to quit idolizing people. We're all shitheads,
You're not wrong. It kind of makes me wonder, because, obviously that whole statue thing is a foot. So what about, say, like Mount Rushmore?
That's a great one. I actually saw somebody, I read something about it earlier today where they addressed Mount Rushmore, because
that's like sacred ground for the American Indians.
Yeah. And that was
and
literally
white dudes that,
that was literally a fuck you to them, that every time you look up, you have to see these big mugs of these guys. Yeah. So, whatever. I ain't against it. Like I said, man, I'm good with pulling all the statues and stuff of people down. I'm good with it. Like, let's just go back to making ambiguous art. Like, this is a person. It's not an actual person. This is just a guy I sculpted.
This is a human.
Yes. He's devoid of a story, so he can't be a shithead.
Exactly.
But, what a mess.
Yeah, for sure, right?
So since I was talking some wrestling there, did you see Undertaker retirement?
I did see that.
Yeah.
I, for one, say about damn time.
It is. I hate to be that guy about it, because, listen, that dude has entertained me way more than he ever had, any responsibility to do. He could have retired 10 years ago,
Right.
and still probably been crazy rich and, just rode off into the sunset. And the fact that he wanted to keep coming back to entertain people because he knew how much, like, you know, you've seen it on TV. As soon as the gong hits in his music, the place goes stupid, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest entrances in pro wrestling. It always has been and it always will be, you know, it's a, you know, so, but man, his last few years have been rough because of his mobility. He hasn't had it in the tank. And that's why this year when they did that Boneyard match where they shot it all with, you know, cinematic style to where they could cut and redo, and he looked like $1 million. And when at the end of it, when he rode off on his motorcycle, I was sitting there going, that needs to be it. Like, I feel like that's it. Like, that's the completion of his career right there. Because even though in the wrestling industry, you know, you're supposed to go out on back, you know, to help out someone. I feel like if anyone deserves to go out with their hand raised in the air, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
For fucking 30 years of, you know, being in the business.
Service.
And yeah, exactly. It's like, nah, I think it's okay. And that's why it's cool you put AJ Styles in there, because AJ Styles losing to him, it doesn't knock any shine off of him. You know, you lost to The Undertaker in a WrestleMania match. Okay. He only lost twice at a WrestleMania match, you know? So, no big deal. You're good.
Yeah, I feel like with because the way you're talking about the crowd pop and all that, my first thought was like Brett Favre. Athletes that just hang on too long.
Yeah.
And then they embarrass themselves out there.
Yeah. Now, part of it is McMahon, because there were a few times where Undertaker, I think, was going to hang it.
But I didn't fire you.
Yeah, because he's still a draw, you know? Yeah. And then, like...
And that's what I wonder is, like, you know, I think it might be better for wrestlers because they especially someone like The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Because they have that crowd that loves them, no matter through thick and thin.
Right.
And it's not like, you know, it's not like they're winning a playoff or losing a playoff game, and then everyone goes, "Oh, what a fucking bum!"
Yeah, exactly.
They should have never picked him up,
right?
You know, it's not like that in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like, you know,
well, plus, like I said,
they go a little long, that it's okay.
Yeah. Now, what's too bad is that if they had realized that they could have done these cinematic matches with The Undertaker, he would have not had a bad match over the last 5 years.
Whoever thought of that, they got a hell of a raise that year, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty... you know what? It has to have come from the people who were involved in the deletion stuff, because it's very much in that vein. Like how it's shot and everything. It feels like it's part of that kind of series almost. And, you know... And, like, if I'm Matt Hardy, even though WWE will never give him credit for, you know, bringing that to them, basically, that's got to make you feel good to know that something you brought to the industry, basically, or maybe not brought to the industry, but really kind of brought back to the industry, allowed an all-time great like Undertaker to go out the way he did. Yeah. Instead of going out with everybody going, man, hey, he can't run, he can't, you know, like. So I
you're saying with the magic of video and editing and all that,
yeah,
they can make him look like he's a goddamn in his prime almost.
Well, basically they did, right? You know, well, you didn't see it, but they like there's a segment in it where he's kind of gassed. But they do something, I forgot what it is they do, and it's like they probably let him catch his, then restarted, because when the next scene, he doesn't look as gassed, you know?
Yeah.
And that's smart.
Like,
why?
All right, cut. Give me like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Pedro, I need my bubble tea.
You know, but that's just smart, right? If you have the ability to stop and redo it, why not, you know? Let him catch his wind so he doesn't look like he's whatever he is, 50 whatever years old out there, you know? So
yeah,
helps him. Like you said, it adds to his aura and it makes him not look like he's a gassed old man when he's a gassed old man.
Yeah, when in reality.
Yeah, he's over there. Not say anything. I'm sure his cardio is way better than mine is. So, but yeah, I guess I haven't started watching it yet. I need to. WWE has a 5-part series called The Last Ride, and when they announced that, I was like, honestly, what I expected was Undertaker had that match with AJ Styles, and since then, anytime they've kind of made some comment, like some some things where AJ Styles will be doing something and there'll be some Undertaker reference around him and he'll kind of freak out. And I'm like, okay, here's what's going to happen. They're going to have a match at SummerSlam and he's going to basically end the Undertaker. Goes out on his back, puts over AJ Styles, who right now is one of the top guys, you know, doesn't need the push, but that way Undertaker can finally, you know, rest in peace or whatever.
Right.
But that's honestly what I thought would happen. And then, since they'd be 1-1, if for some reason down the road Undertaker wants to come back for another WrestleMania or whatever, you have the rubber match all set up. You know, or whatever. And so I was a little surprised that this was it. But I'm honestly, I'm glad. He did say, though, he's like, you know, am I completely done? You know, if Vince calls and says, hey, I need the Undertaker, he's like, you know, I can't, I'd have to think about it. Oh, I hope he gets to the point that he pulls like the Stone Cold move or whatever, to where basically it's like, you got to offer me a lot of money to get me to show up, you know?
Sure.
Like, big money. And I'm sure he did anyway. I'm sure he was making really good money for his 1 to 2 matches a year, you know?
Well, I mean,
but he had to put himself, he had to put himself through a lot to get ring ready, you know, because of his age, his body deterioration. Like, is it worth it? You know, it's like you hear the NFL players talk about that, you know, like they're like, oh, playing the season's easy. It's through the week is the hard part. You know, training camp is hard. All this other stuff is hard. They're like, I can get up and go play the game, but, you know, practice is hard. And, you know, because it's wear and tear on the knees and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. But anyways, you know, like, can't help it, you know, little roll of a tear in a way because, you know, seriously, the guy's been with WWE like 30 years. I remember his debut and how, you know, everybody watching was like, who's this guy, basically, because most of us didn't.
Pat loves.
Yeah, because most of us hadn't watched him in WCW for a few years before that, back then, you know, so. As Mean Mark Calloway or whatever he was going by. He had a few different names. But what's weird now is he's doing the rounds on like podcasts and all this shit now. So he's literally like just completely peeling back the no longer protecting the business, you know, like because again, you know, for years and years, like he didn't do signings very often. He didn't show up places because he was staying in gimmick, you know.
Yeah.
And now
is he opening the lid of the coffin, Brian?
Oh, God damn it! Yeah, really.
Is he cracking open the urn?
Yeah, you know, he really is. He's doing like all sorts of podcasts now, and here in a few weeks, you know, the Undertaker, he just starts his own podcast, you know.
Yeah, what would the Undertaker's podcast be called?
I don't know,
the
but
Crypt,
maybe
the Mortuary.
Yeah. What was it? The Funeral Parlor. That's what.
Yeah.
Paul Bearer. Yeah. You know, I'll be honest. I mean, if he did start one, I'd be all ears because I want to hear his stories. Because so many stories. You know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. And for a long time, he was what was called like the judge of like for the boys in the locker room. Whenever there was a disrespect issue, he was basically the judge. So, you know, I'd love to hear some of that shit if he ever were to dig into some of those. Nothing, obviously, that get anybody in any, you know, real trouble, but it'd be fun to tell, you know, how some of the stupid shit that came across, you know, that he had to preside over.
Heary.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm just picturing Paul Bearer doing that. You know,
all rise.
Anyway, so speaking of old guys, reprising and doing roles, did you see it was announced today that for the talk to about playing Batman?
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
By the way, I'm totally kidding. I love Michael Keaton. He's not washed up at all. I'm just
He is the bee's knees.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Live action wise, he's always been my favorite movie Batman.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
By the way, if you want to hear more about my favorite Batmans, Actually, I don't know if the podcast is still up. I was going to say go find the Gotham Lights or Orville Lights. I forgot which it was called, where I jumped on with about our favorite. We talked about people who've played Batman.
I mean, that's an awesome move.
Yeah.
I already know what your favorite was.
Yeah, mine are pretty simple to pick. You know, like I said, movie Batman, it's Keaton. Batman, and overall Batman, it's Kevin Conroy. And then, you know, obviously Adam West has got a very special place in my heart. So he might, you know, so if, you know, he might be my sentimental pick for Batman, you know, kind of a thing.
Where did George Clooney fall on this list?
I remember, honestly. Yeah. I don't know. That's a whole thing. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
you know, speaking of Clooney, the guy who directed his Batmans died today. Did you see that? Joel Schumacher passed away today at age 80.
About time. Curse you for those Batman movies.
I mean, he did some good shit, though.
Yeah, but then he did those.
Yeah. He apologized.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
All right, you're forgiven.
Yeah. I don't know. I just hope that, you know, wherever he is, heaven or hell, there's lots of nipples on whatever suit he has to wear.
Yeah, exactly. His angel suit. Like, are these angel nipples?
Why
Does
am I
everyone have these? No, just you.
Just you. Yeah. But,
For
you know,
eternity.
but long time, well-respected director and everything. So, you know, I was a little sad for some people. Then there is the camp like us to where we're like, curse you.
Yeah, you immediately think of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, and you're like, good. Glad.
Nice to see you.
Exactly.
You know, here's my thing.
Put them on ice.
Here's my thing. I really and truly, I hate those. I think in a way, he was really trying to recapture the 60s Batman.
Well, he fucked it up horribly.
Because I'll say this, of all the villains that were on there, like, I think Jim Carrey could have been on the 60s Batman so over the top, and Arnold could have been because of the terrible jokes.
I mean, if the whole, like, situation was campy, then okay.
Yeah,
then
that's
it all
problem.
fits nicely in this campy, weird universe.
Yeah, that was the problem for sure.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. Yeah, right out. But anyway, you know. Yeah.
Gonna go ride my icicle. I don't even know if that's a line from the movie.
I don't know, but now I feel like it shouldn't be. It should be in the, you know, like right now, Snyder cut of Justice League or whatever. So, you know, I feel like you should get a cut of Batman and Robin. You know?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Or what was the other one? Was it Batman Forever? Was the other one he did? Or?
Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, abortion of a movie.
I don't remember that one, but all right.
That was the one with that guy in it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
The guy with the hook hand, right?
Yeah, the guy with the hook hand. He played Batman. It was weird.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be weird. Kind of art housey.
Yeah.
Goodness. All right. So, yeah.
The fuck?
Man, I don't know. Crazy shit. All right.
What's that noise?
Sound like a
Paranormal Activities.
Big feats.
Yeah. Well, let's continue our shitting on things fest.
All right.
All
right.
So on Father's Day when Leah came over, I was like, hey, let's watch a movie. So we're perusing through my various stations.
Yeah.
And The Meg, Brian, we watched
It has to do with that shark, doesn't it?
Yeah, Megalodons.
Yes, that's what it was. Right.
What a shit movie that is. Starring TV's Jason Statham, Dwight from The Office, and I think those are the only two people I recognized.
That's fair.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Kumar or whatever was in it, too.
Kumar?
From Harold and Kumar.
Oh, right. Okay. All right.
Or either that or I'm just being horribly racist. Some
racist.
Indian guy was in it.
Oh, my God. All right.
It might have been the Indian guy from that other thing.
The Indian guy from the other thing. Yeah.
I can't think of the show. Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead.
I don't know. I'm not seeing. I don't know. We're just gonna move forward.
Was I having a Corona fever dream?
Well, there's some people who don't have pictures on here, and I don't recognize all of them. So
He was like a main character. I got it. No, I'm looking.
All right.
Opening wide. That's a great.
Ruby Rose was in it too.
Yeah, I actually had to look her up because I'm like, who is this chick and why is she so beautiful?
Yeah, she'll do that. She's a good actress too. She was on. Wasn't she in Orange Is the New Black?
I don't know.
I'll tell you in a minute. I'm looking here.
Oh well, I'm way off. Shit face, Brian.
Yep.
It's Cliff Curtis, who's not even Indian at all.
Wow.
He's New Zealand.
Wow. Yeah, she was in Orange Is the New Black. I thought so. And Batwoman, even though she won't be reprising the role, but.
Oh, he was in Fear the Walking Dead. All right, nailed that.
Okay, well at least you got that part.
Yeah. Boy, what a shit face I am.
Boy, we're at the height of, people fighting for racial equality, and Tony's over here.
And I'm like, some fucking Indian dude.
Way to go. And he wasn't even Indian. I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know the guy. So
it says he's descended from the Maoris.
All right. Well, maybe, you never know. Maybe he's... anyway, moving anywhere else.
Yeah, but the movie's terrible.
Yeah.
It has a couple moments, but the movie's terrible.
What was the... Sorry, while you're doing that, I wanted to look up the score on it. 5.7 on IMDb. 46 was the Metascore.
What about Rotten Tomatoes?
I thought they used to show that on IMDb, but I do not see it. So maybe they don't anymore. Or maybe they just don't in the app or something. I don't know.
Meg, Rotten Tomatoes survey says...
Oh my God, you gotta stop.
46% on the tomato meter. Rotten.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to continue without the ads. Thank you, Rotten Tomatoes.
All right.
Yeah, suck my ad block.
Well, it made money. That's surprising.
Well, because people love a dopey movie like this.
Well, yeah, who doesn't love a movie about a shark?
Sharks are cool. Especially big, giant, prehistoric sharks.
Right. Or if they're deepest and bluest.
Hat's like shark.
Right. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so it didn't score real well.
No, it did not score real well, and it was just not good.
Right.
I mean, it was fun to watch because it was fun.
Yeah.
Because jump scares.
Sure.
But it sucked.
All right, so I have a question then.
It's all right. Yes, sir.
On a scale of 1 to 5 animatronic sharks, what would you give it?
Ooh, I would give it 2 disabled animatronic sharks.
Wait, what kind of disabled are we talking? Like they don't work, or they're in a wheelchair?
Yeah, wheelchair sharks.
Okay, I'd watch that. Be like a feel good
in the sea as they are on land.
Yeah, it's like a feel good cartoon for kids, teaching them that even though the sharks are disabled, they can still kill people.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
How terrifying would that be? Like you're like, oh god, going out of the water at you.
Right. That would be. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like, why do you have the chair in the water?
Then it just gets bogged down when it hits the dry, soft sand.
Yeah.
It dies.
Oh, now I feel really bad. Like, here, let me push it back into the water and eat you.
Yeah. No, it was, Brian, that's all I can say.
All right. Fair enough.
And a Meg, not so much.
All right.
Not so much.
All right.
And I'm going to keep moving stuff that I watched that was shitty and terrible.
Yeah.
I had to put a post in this online today.
Yeah.
Because at work, for some reason in the break room, they always have the fucking View on.
I have a question really quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay, look, like the View is generally watched mostly by women. Are there a lot of women at the place you work?
I can think of 3.
Okay.
4.
So who's turning on the View?
I don't know. I think it's because they watch the news in the morning.
It just stays on. Okay. I was going to say, because most guys don't love the View.
I could walk up and hit the button and change a channel. But that means I got to get up there and change the channel. I'd rather just look at my phone and be miserable.
Here's the thing, though. Maybe you should do it just someday just to see if anyone says anything.
Yeah, you know what I should do? Because that's a TV. I should download one of those apps that lets you control the TVs.
That'd be great.
That's what I should do.
Yeah. Well, that's why I just want to see if you change the channel, if somebody complains, because then you can go, aha!
Like, bro, I was watching Whoopi and her wisdom.
Yeah. Like, what? What are you doing?
So, today, though, and just, because I don't pay attention to it, but I had to hear this, because Whoopi Goldberg was going off.
Yeah.
About how, everybody's at home, and she's up all night because people are just shooting off fireworks.
Yeah.
They're shooting off fireworks like crazy.
I gotta say, she's not wrong. Like, even been shooting fireworks off for a week, which I know the reason is because we're getting close to the 4th of July. The fireworks places are open again.
Yes.
So people just go buy them and they just start shooting them off. Plus Father's Day this weekend.
Yeah. So, but she's talking about this, and she's like, I don't know where people, fireworks aren't hard to get, and kids are somehow getting them, and then someone else chimes in. I don't even know what this dummy's name is.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, shooting off fireworks at night is actually a military tactic that they use to demoralize to keep people awake. So the real question is, who's behind this? It's like, really? You live in where like every night here it sounds like goddamn Bosnia in the 90s.
You're not wrong, dude. Seriously, like I said, the last week here, there's been fireworks from like 10 o'clock until about 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
So that
so
now I know what's happening. At least they're trying to demoralize me.
For sure, and clearly it's the military or some splinter cell.
I knew it.
I couldn't believe it when this fucking hen clucked out those words.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding? Oh, God, and this is on national television?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Brian, we should clearly we talk way more shit than they do. And we obviously don't know what the fuck we're talking about either.
Accurate.
So why aren't we on national TV? Why doesn't the Salty Language daytime television show?
I'm gonna say this. I don't think it's the time for two white guys to have their moment.
Two white balded beard guys.
Yeah, I just feel like us on TV it's just not our time. We missed it. We missed our window.
Apparently,
we had hundreds of years. And
it's all right. Now there's, it's seriously, whenever that's on in the background, and I'm trying to look at my phone and do whatever I'm doing in the morning. It sounds like someone just upended a bucket of corn in a chicken house.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's funny because for years I used to like watching the kind of debate shows, like sports shows. My favorite was always Pardon the Interruption. And then they had another show that came on that used to run right after it called Around the Horn, or right before it. I don't remember which now. And, it was basically 4 sports writers, and they would just, talk about the topics of the day or whatever, and I dug them. But, over time, because in the morning they had a show called First Take where they had Skip Bayless, who's a fucking twat, and he just says shit to get people riled. They had him, and then they brought in Stephen A. Smith eventually, and they basically would just sit there and yell at each other for the better part of an hour. And the ratings on that were so good that they started having multiple shows like that through the day. And then, Fox Sports had shows like that, and it just got to where I'm like, God, I feel like every time I'm turning, it's like, listen, there's radio, because that's why. I don't want to hear a bunch of, know-nothings just screaming about whatever. I liked good debate about stuff, but when it got to that point, I was like, all right, I'm done. And I just quit watching, all of it,
Maybe I'm wrong, because I don't actually sit and watch The View.
Yeah.
But I feel like the reason it bothers me is because I feel like everybody that's on that show as a host is just fucking out of touch.
That's very possible.
I think that's if it's sports writers and debating sports, cool.
Yeah.
They were talking about today.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want a debate show, bring back Tough Crowd. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd rather see that. Well, they did except they brought back a neutered version of Tough Crowd.
That's not good enough.
David Spade has that, something like that he had. It was basically him and 4 comedians, and they would just talk about whatever, but no politics.
Yeah, that's not fun.
I mean, it was funny, but it's...
Well, yeah. But I mean, I need Colin Quinn.
I know. David Spade is no Colin Quinn, that's for sure.
No, I need I need Colin Quinn. I need resurrected Patrice O'Neill. I need resurrected
No.
Greg Giraldo.
I want the ghost of Patrice O'Neill.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be the best find ever on a paranormal show.
Oh, man.
You white motherfuckers, get out!
Oh, God. I'd be haunted by the ghost of Patrice O'Neill.
Oh,
He'd be
God.
ruthless.
No.
Love it.
Like, I don't know why, but this condo, everyone stays here for about 3 months and they just commit suicide. I don't
They
understand.
just can't handle it, yeah. I was thinking, what was funny is the first thing that popped into my head is on Big Mouth. Like, what's it, Duke Ellington, the ghost that's in the attic?
Yes.
Except, I just picture Patrice like that. He's in the attic. But he does a set every couple days or whatever,
Well, I mean, he could, when he was on Opie and Anthony, they actually gave him his own show for a while called Black Phillip because he gave relationship advice.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Bet that was good. Oh, I miss that guy so much.
I know. He was a brilliant man that was taken away from us way too early.
Damn Beatus.
No, damn the Beatus. Why, if you get the sugars, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
What else can we shit on? What did you just say? I forgot. We were talking. What else did
The
you?
Meg.
Oh, The View. That's what it was. No,
The View, The View, The Meg. And I got one more thing I'm going to shit on.
All right.
This is a good one. So, today, we're sitting there eating dinner.
Yeah.
It was a quick, just grabbed a salad from Costco.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I'm like, I got a podcast soon, so let me eat some salad.
Sure.
Let's watch like an episode of Avatar, because it's on Netflix, and it's a fucking amazing cartoon.
I guess.
And Michelle's never watched. You've never watched it?
No, remember we talked about this last week?
Damn it, Brian.
Yeah, we talked about it. I may have seen like a random episode or two, but I've never, I never jumped
Just sit
into
down
it.
and watch it all.
Well,
Only 3 seasons.
I never jumped into it because when I would see, it wasn't like the first episode. I felt like I wanted to watch the whole thing.
You don't have an excuse, goddammit.
Sure I do. Actually, I don't. I still have quite a bit of data right now, so.
But so we're watching some Avatar, and then
Yeah.
my little Ring doorbell goes ding, 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 ding.
Right.
I was like, oh, it means it detects motion.
Right.
I'm like, that's interesting because
Bigfoot.
at night usually like a car's headlights will sometimes set it off and
That's
stuff.
weird.
It was still sunlight out, so I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck could that be? And my American flag that's out front, I had to take it down because I lost it.
Okay.
It's a whole situation. I got to hang it back up once I fix it.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, what the hell? It's like, was there a cat out there? Because Michelle was out there earlier in the day working.
Yeah.
So I pull up the doorbell and I was like, oh, there's a fucking package on my front porch. I'm like, oh shit! The only thing I've been waiting ordered from Wish
Oh yeah.
3 months ago.
Was that the ring light or something else?
The ring
Okay.
light, and it had a tripod. It was a whole situation.
Right.
I'm like, well, fuck yeah. Pop up the old pocket machete
Right.
because it looks like a ball of like plastic. And I'm like, this is weird.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I cut open the bag and I look inside and I'm like, either they sent me the wrong shit or they sent me they wrapped it in like packing blankets.
Okay.
So I was like, all right. So I started pulling everything out. You know what I got instead of a ring light, Brian? It says on the packing slip, ring light.
Okay.
I got seat covers for a car.
It's very similar.
And not even good seat covers.
Well, they're from Wish.
Yeah. From what I can tell, it's like seat covers that just your ass goes on, and it has like a little pouch in the middle, so you can it has like a pocket. So I got 2 for each, like 2 and then like a bench seat one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like this should be a giveaway at some point.
Well, I immediately fired up the app, and I'm like, pull up my orders. Like, did you receive, because of course you're dealing with a robot.
Yeah, of course.
Did you receive this? Well, the package. I'm like, yes. What's date? Click. Okay. Is there a problem? Yes. Not the item I ordered. Then I have to explain it, and I have to send her okay, we'll get back with you in 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
All I want's my goddamn ring light.
Well,
so I
not
can look
gonna-
beautiful.
I'm not gonna lie. When you're in a ball, I was like, "Oh, that seems like a terrible way to send something that's a light bulb."
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I opened up the front door. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
And I'm like, I know it came from China, but shit.
like, oh shit, I got to put it together myself, literally from all the pieces.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened.
Boo. Yeah,
I mean, I do know what happened. I ordered through Wish.
yeah, that's the problem. Yeah,
You think I would? No, but I mean, when you're like, oh look, I can get a fucking samurai sword for $3.
yeah, exactly. I'll take 10.
Stupid Wish.
Yep. Gotta like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess like about my interactions with the Wish customer service,
Robot. Yeah.
because I'm sure it's going to be terrific.
Yeah.
It would be funny if like they outsourced their call centers to America.
Yes. That'd be great.
That'd be hilarious.
Like, I'm sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Like, man, your American accent is flawless.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm in Tulsa.
Yeah. Like, really?
That's
No accent?
that Tulsa.
Oh, that Tulsa, he says.
Yeah. I mean, not that I want to get into politics, but there's nothing funnier than that.
Yeah, that was something.
Nothing
I liked that HBO made Watchmen totally free to watch.
Yeah, I need to watch The Watchmen because I haven't.
You
yet.
should, yeah. It's a really good show.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's definite parallels to what's going on in the world right now, but it's just a good show on its own. And much like I saw people telling our pal Dev on the Facebooks, stick with it. It gets really weird, and you're kind of all over the place, but stick with it. It wraps itself up pretty well. So,
All right, fair enough.
but it does get pretty weird. So, you know,
Weird like my seat covers.
fair warning. Sure.
I guarantee one thing, Brian.
Yeah.
If they go, yeah, we don't need those seat covers back, I'm going to put them in my Jeep just for a photo shoot. Right now, they're staying in the bags just in case
Sure.
I need to send them back.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. Goodness. That's pretty ridiculous. All right. So let's
The
see.
most ridiculous.
What do we got here? All right, let me pull something up here. All right.
Ooh,
So,
sensual.
you know, I was jumping through Reddit earlier looking for, you know, crazy stories and the like. And
Like you do.
oh, here's one that's like, you know, kind of COVID related that I was like, wow, this is something. And this didn't happen here, actually. This happens in India. And the headline, this is from Vice. It says, Indian hospital says a suspected COVID-19 patient died after family unplugged ventilator to plug in air cooler. The man allegedly passed away. Staff to replug the ventilator.
Wait, was this their family member?
Yes.
So they're like, oh, uncle whatever is on a ventilator, but I'm fucking hot.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I understand. It's tough being hot. But,
I mean,
yeah.
I hate to be a laughing guy at this.
I know the way I felt, too. Apparently, it was 41 degrees Celsius that day, which is hot.
I mean, that is hot.
I forgot the fuck, I can't even think of the word. Jesus.
I mean, hot.
Hot, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hey Siri, what is 41 degrees in Celsius in Fahrenheit?
Okay, I found this on the web for what is 41 degrees in Celsius in Fahrenheit.
Really? You can't just convert it for me?
Nah, she's a stupid.
Rude.
Press. Hey Alexa, what
41 degrees Celsius. I mean, I got it.
Alexa. Oh, hey Alexa, shut your face. Alexa, what's 41 degrees Celsius? (105.8 degrees Fahrenheit).
Yep.
It's fucking hot.
That's pretty hot. I mean, I'm not going to lie. At 105 degrees, I'd probably have to be turning an air cooler on, too. I mean, you know, sorry.
Kind of looks at each other, and they all go just kind of nod in agreement, like, you know,
It's hot.
he's looking pretty rough.
And it is
If you
hot.
so, though.
Yeah, right. Like, look, I'm soaking this shirt. Like,
Yeah,
it's silk.
it's silk. Exactly. I just picked this up from the Wish brick and mortar store, and
It was supposed to be a ring light, but what do you guys think? Oh, that's nice. Oh man, but seriously, I mean, what the fuck? So yeah, it says that the ventilator they gave that patient didn't have a backup battery, and the family didn't obviously inform the hospital that they were unplugging it. Well, the other thing is like, like, why wouldn't you maybe pull a nurse in and be like, "Hey, do you have an extra outlet we could plug the
you got
fan
a power
into?"
strip.
Yeah, like, because we don't want to take Uncle Joe off the ventilator, but it's pretty hot in here.
But I'm gonna.
Yeah. Also, maybe it would have read better if they were like, "Hey, we wanted to plug it in because it's so hot, so that's probably making it even harder to breathe, even with the ventilator." But no, this was. Yeah, man, to someone who doesn't like hot temperatures, yeah, whoops-a-daisy.
I mean, yeah, that is pretty dumb being honest.
Yeah. That's why I said I was shocked when I first read it that it didn't happen in the U.S. because I feel like that's something some asshole here would do.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was
Nah,
85.
man.
It was hot.
Nah, man, we find just get that box fan, put it in the window, man.
Oh, boy. All right. So do you have any more, or do you want me to keep going?
The only other thing I have is the game The Last of Us, Brian.
The part
You
part
played
2.
it?
No, I haven't, and I saw part 2 just came out, Friday, I think?
Yeah, because the dude I work with was like, I think it was Friday. He was like, "Hey, it's like 8 hours ago." I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, "Last of Us 2," and he's like, he's like was dumbfounded.
Yeah.
And it was a free Games for Gold, so I was in my library, so I downloaded it, and I played it for about 15 minutes, and it seems pretty cool.
Oh, it was in the PlayStation games thing?
Yeah, it was in a PlayStation.
Really? Maybe, so I may already have it then and just don't remember it. Okay.
Yeah, whatever they call it, PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
But it's one of them games that basically it's like a movie you play.
Okay.
It's like quick time events, and you got to. It seems pretty cool.
Yeah. I've
But the
heard
way this dude was jacking off about it, I just didn't know. I was hoping to get your input about it if you played it.
No, actually, we were talking about it. I just got added to a Twitter where basically that's what we do is talk about games and stuff, and people were pretty excited about it. And I was like, yeah, I never played the first one. And basically same reaction that guy had to you, which was kind of like, what?
Yeah, it was funny because he was, what do you mean? He's like, it's a Naughty Dog game. I'm like, yeah. He's like, the Uncharted series? I'm like, oh, I have those. I've never played them. And he looked at me like, what? I'm like, bro, back to PlayStation like a year or a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've been an Xbox guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've
okay.
only had your PlayStation for not a long time. And
Not a long time.
And you don't play all the, you don't play all the games because you don't have time to play a ton anymore. So,
well, that's one thing I don't understand is, he asked me today, he's like, so did you play it? I'm like, yeah, I played it minutes.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, the second, I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, I played for probably 4 hours Friday, then 8 hours on Saturday, and then probably 5 hours on Sunday. And he's children.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you? I don't have any kids in my house except for every once in a while now.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of time in my life.
You got to make time, Tony. Priorities, damn it.
I just don't understand.
Just quit with the sissy sleeping shit and get to game playing, damn it.
I mean, maybe it's because I do like just sitting out back and
yeah,
enjoying the
well,
yard.
Think about it this
I'm
way
becoming
too.
an old man, is what I'm saying.
But think of it this way, right? Like when you do dinner, most of the time when you do dinner, it's not 10 minutes, right?
That's true. I'm
Right?
out there chopping and prepping.
Yeah.
I got my sexy fucking robe on or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
My short chef kimono.
Right, like you'll spend an hour and a half, making dinner, whereas there's some people who probably don't so much do that. So,
You know what? I never considered that because
So-
you're 100% right.
yeah, so even on the weekend, if you happen to make lunch and dinner, there's a few hours right there that have been just tooling around playing games instead,
Yeah, like just pause the game to go throw a hot get in her mouth
Yeah.
real quick.
Oh yeah, yeah. At the bank though, because you break into a bank. Remember?
Oh God, yeah.
I know.
Idiot.
I do. Again, the part that sucks is for me to play this, I gotta download the whole thing and then play it. So yeah,
Yeah.
probably not going to happen anytime soon.
And that's why, like, games like Call of Duty, I like playing because, like, okay, I got like 20 minutes to play something.
Yeah.
I can play a couple matches, and
Yep.
Although I did play because I was playing Sunday because, like I said, I said earlier, it was a pretty chill day,
Mhm.
so I was playing earlier, and I downloaded Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah.
And I just started playing a campaign in that because I got kind of sick of playing just Call of Duty, just P versus P or whatever.
Right.
Campaign in that's pretty dope in World War II.
Yeah, I have never fired it up. Well, there's, you know how it is, like with all the Call of Duties, usually you have to do like a real short kind of cutscene thing, and then it takes you into the main menu.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that one had that. I feel like that one has something like that, and then pretty much you play whatever you want to play. So
Yeah, it's different because it's not. People are like, yeah, the game's like 4 years old. You fuck, stop talking about it.
yeah,
But I'm so used to playing Modern Warfare. When you get shot up a couple times, you can duck, heal so much in that. You got to get a health back.
yeah.
So it's a little different, but and of course it was the not that I'm spoiling anything. It's in the first level. The game opens up with the D-Day landing.
Yeah,
Of course,
right.
it's like
Yeah,
as
you know
much
what?
as
I
like
think I
World War
played
II,
that.
two shooters.
Yeah,
It's like this is almost hack now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you think about it, we played it on what was that, Medal of Honor or whatever it was called
Oh yeah.
back in the day
When I played on Medal of Honor, I was like, this is fucking incredible.
dude, I remember when you had that and you were like, dude, you got to play this, and I borrowed it and I was like, oh my god, this is the craziest shit ever.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. That's what it was. I played that part of the game. And that's basically, I think, all the mission I've played.
So I love World War II shooters, but they would have a little different angle on it than just D-Day.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a great way to start a game, I suppose, but
Yeah. It is because it's exciting and chaotic and all that kind of stuff. They do like to start the games that way. Like most of the time, like the playable demo type stuff or whatever for those games, it usually ends up being something crazy that by the time you're done, you're like, holy shit, dude! Like, so, yeah. And, when you said it's not relevant or whatever, I mean, it is because it's one of the free games this month, so,
it's true. It's true.
But yeah. And like I said, for anybody who wants to play, even if you don't want to play against people online, it is a game that you can set up games and play against bots, and you can adjust the difficulty. So it's not, you can make it as hard as you want it to be to play against. The only downside is you don't rank up your stuff,
Right.
You just get the weapons and that's it, so. But I did that for a while to try to, just try to get the hang of, because I hadn't played a shooter in a while when I got it, so I needed some practice. So.
But yeah, that's about all my notes I got here
All
set
right.
aside for us, my friend.
Well, this one here is pretty serious. This is from The Guardian. This is Austrian police defend decision to fine man after provocative fart.
Provocative?
Yeah. It says a man in Vienna has been fined 447 pounds for breaking wind loudly in front of police in a move the Austrian capital's police force was at pains to defend. The newspaper reported that the penalty stemmed from an incident where the offender was fined for offending public decency. Which, man, that's got to be one hell of a fart if it offends public decency.
Yeah, that's got to be brutal.
Yeah, like you've been saving it up all day kind of a thing. It said they added that the man had behaved provocatively and uncooperatively during an encounter with officers that preceded the incident. He got up from a park bench, looked at officers, and let go a massive intestinal wind, apparently with full intent, they said.
With full intent.
Yeah. The wording on that.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, that's beautiful right there. You just picture it up like, well, it was like, God, was it one night? we were watching late at night. They had Married with Children on WGN, I think it is. And then Cops was on after it. So Married with Children ends. And they showed this thing, I think it was on Cops, where it shows that, no, it wasn't that at all. I'm sorry. This was on Ridiculousness. They had a clip where a woman got pulled over by this cop. And while she's standing there, she's like, I'm already under arrest. And she just starts peeing. Like, she just... And the cop's like, okay. Because she just basically drops trout right there. And just starts pissing because she's already under arrest. So she might as well just piss in public, too.
I mean, I guess.
I was like, what? Like, this is insane.
That's a special kind of animal right there, man.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. I just like how they called this a provocative fart.
I mean, I guess it is.
Like, oh, man. I mean, what did he provoke? I mean, them running around, fanning the air and screaming. I mean, because they probably didn't show up in, like, gas masks and stuff.
I mean, maybe it's because he basically, like, alpha them by looking them dead in the eye.
Can you imagine he gets to the jail cell, the holding thing where they have a bunch of other people, and they're like, what are you here for? And like, like, I just ripped ass real bad in front of him, and you're just like, oh man, this guy, like, no matter where I go in here, he's probably going to be just tearing it up in here,
That's so crazy to me.
Right? I didn't even know you could get fined for that over there. That's good to know, though. Imagine you're just minding your business, walking around Austin, you see a cop, you fart in his general direction. Next thing you know, you're getting handcuffed and brought in for,
Yep, it's over then.
Like, God damn it, not again. Oh,
wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Yeah. This one I was very curious. This is from the New York Post. It says how New York City's hottest distance orgies.
Oh, really?
I mean, we bring the real news here. This isn't just about farts, like.
It is the news.
But, basically it says they're, doing all the things that everybody, we all know places are doing, extra cleaning. But it says that, they've issued, this is kind of funny. The way it sounds to me was, it says, the city, New York, issued some guidelines for group sex at the place, including to do the deed in a well-ventilated area, which that's the part that cracked me up, because it's like,
you gotta
let that stink out,
Exactly.
And keep alcohol base sanitizer on hand. But the guy who runs the place, whose job is chief at the club, drafted additional...
chief conspirator?
Yes.
Okay.
Drafted additional safety precautions, including mandatory temperature checks at the door. I can only imagine that they're rectal.
Well, of course.
That would be kind of... Well, naturally, yeah.
Naturally.
It says bringing a separate change of clean clothes in a plastic bag. That's a
good move.
You never know what's going to happen, yeah. Wearing a mask and gloves, using sanitation stations throughout the space, and of course, no new sex, which means you can't hook up with anyone besides the partner you came with.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
How's that? I mean, it sounds like a terrible orgy.
Yeah, I know. You can only, screw around with the person you brought, so I guess,
I thought that was a whole part of the orgy. It was like a salad bar. You're supposed to just, get a little bit of everything there.
Salad bar. Yeah. Yep. But, they have, but they're, I do appreciate that they are, that they're taking this seriously, masks and everything, and
I mean, it's true.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess what is it? This one woman was talking about how she's missed, spanking and everything because the skin on skin contact, and that's right out. You can't do that right now.
What if you wear gloves?
That maybe now, but so
right.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more in this. I just mainly wanted to bring the one part up, but the well ventilated. I know that's for the Rona, but
among other things.
I guess if during the sex you fart provocatively, that would also help for that too.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
Goddamn provocative farts.
It's
so crazy to me.
I know. Oh, goodness.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know. But hey, people just trying to find their sense of normalcy, so.
I mean, I guess if you have to have a hobby.
Yeah, more power to you. Seems
More
like a
power to ya.
terrible idea, but hey, whatever. I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Someone's yum.
Oh, boy.
Thousands of people have signed a petition to rename Columbus after native son Guy Fieri.
First off, I didn't know he was from Columbus.
Yeah.
I assumed he was from, I don't know, parts unknown, like The Undertaker.
He's very much like California or Vegas or something like that. It's like, I feel like he's not, like he might have been born there or something like that, but I really don't feel like he's, like lived most of his life there,
For sure, exactly.
Like I've seen enough of diners, drive-ins, and dives, and he always refers to like California, and because I know he lives in California, but he's talked like Vegas and different stuff. I don't generally hear him talk about Columbus.
No, like, oh man, back in C-Bus. People are like, what?
Yeah, like, huh, what? Huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. As of Sunday afternoon, more than 700 have signed the petition, and it grabbed the attention of Budweiser's residents if the name is officially changed to Flavortown.
It's never going to happen, Budweiser.
No.
That's why they did it.
Yeah.
I would love for that to happen.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't mind Columbus as it is, but to be living in the state where the capital is Flavortown
I know, right?
would be probably the most amazing thing ever.
I agree. I would love it. Like you said, it's like, I know it's not going to happen. Like, even
This
if they
shit'll never happen.
they could get all the signatures in the world, then it's not going to happen, basically.
No.
But I would so...
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not know he was from Columbus, though.
Yeah.
Because he does not have that vibe at all.
Well, no.
Like, especially on, like, Triple D, he's got his fucking stupid wraparound sunglasses and his bleached hair riding in that red Corvette Stingray. I mean, he looks like he maybe I could see him being an Orlando boy.
Yeah.
Down there with some hillbilly heroin, jacking off on the beach or whatever.
Yeah.
Buying
I don't
a
know.
skewer of meat in his face.
Yes. Here you go. I looked up the wiki on it. Yeah, it says he was born in Columbus, Ohio, but like I said, I don't... Yeah, he was... where is it? Yeah, born there and grew up in... But then he says he grew up in Ferndale in California. So that's why I said it's like I'm pretty sure he was just born there, and then not too long after that they probably moved and whatever. But he's born there, so
See, that doesn't.
No, but listen,
I'm just saying.
Flavortown, damn it.
I know, Flavortown.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm pretty sure there's a link in the article from CNN here that if you want to sign if anyone listening wants to sign the thing, have at it.
I mean,
I'm
not opposed.
I'm not going to lie. There's way better petitions to be signing right now, but, if you've
wait,
already
slow
signed.
down. Is there?
Yes, there definitely is. If you've already signed all those, then sign.
But Brian.
Yeah.
Flavortown.
I know.
Brian.
I understand.
No, you're not listening.
Listen.
You son of a bitch.
I have another hard
Flavortown.
I have to talk about.
Okay, bring it on.
All right. This is another one from the New York Post. Drunk monkey gets life behind bars for attacking 250 humans.
That is an interesting number. And I like how it's humans.
Yes.
What else is he attacking that has not been numbered?
That's a good question. I don't know. Most monkeys are no more than about 2 feet tall, but they're known to be as much as 4 times stronger than humans. A monkey named Kalua was able to tear through 250 people and kill one while on a rampage in India. This week, zookeepers in the park charged with reassimilating the primate for the last 3 years have deemed him too dangerous to live amongst his kind and have sentenced him to solitary confinement for the rest of his life, with no possibility
for life.
Yeah, life. Anyway,
Okay. I'm trying not to be this guy.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
But why not just put one in its fucking dome?
I thought that too, rather than making him live in isolation, because that's okay for something to live, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how about instead of, I don't know, you have this stupid monkey and it's doing monkey shit and attacking people.
Yeah. Doing
You just fucking throw it off a cliff or something.
doing drunken monkey shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You do whatever you do,
Do
in India.
Do you think when they transport him, he's on like a stretcher with like the mask on, like Hannibal Lecter?
Oh God, I hope so. That would be incredible.
Yeah. The alcoholic animal belonged to an occultist in
It's a cult. That
Place I
makes it
can't-
even better.
yeah, whom local authorities believe supplied his pet with a regular diet of hard liquor, party liquor, you mean, and possibly
Okay.
monkey meat, making him a cannibal too. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Cannibal alcoholic.
Fucking A. All right, this needs to be turned into a movie. Sci-fi, get on this. Was found dead. They believe the neglected monkey, likely in the throes of withdrawal, took his aggression to the streets and began roaming the neighborhood and attacking people. Particularly, Lua had eluded animal trappers in the forests of Mirzapur for some time before finally being captured. Kalua, who's now 6 years old, was ultimately brought to the Kanpur Zoo, where he remained hostile towards female zookeepers in particular. We kept him in and then shifted him to a separate cage, said the zoo doctor. I'm not going to try to say his name. There has been no change in his behavior, and he remains as
Was it the guy from the Meg?
Yes. No.
Oh, okay.
He said he remains as aggressive as he was. It's been 3 years since he was brought here, but now it has been decided that he will remain in captivity all of his life. Okay, so maybe he'll just be in like, an open environment but by himself. So it won't be like they're just throwing him in a box somewhere. That won't be
It's still-
as bad, but yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
just end it.
Yeah. Worked with the simian, noted that not only is he addicted to alcohol, but he's also typical monkey fair, which I'm sorry, monkey fair just, I don't know why, but monkey fair made me laugh.
I want to go to a monkey fair.
Who doesn't?
There's all kinds of like little rides and shit.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then there's the face tearing.
The fucking monkey fair sounds like the best thing ever.
Yeah. Until the face tearing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, until the face tearing.
Where is it? They also believe that his rage may have been a result of the cannibalistic cultist prescribed to his animal. Kalua may be locked up tight, but a troop of mischievous... Oh, this is other... Yeah. These are other bad behaving monkeys.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all I could say.
I first saw this on Reddit. I was like, the site that it was through was a site I had never heard of. So I'm like, okay, I've got to find some site that generally doesn't report fake news, like entire site kind of a thing. So,
Right.
and then I ended up finding like a couple sites that are, local news, in India. It seems to be either a legit thing or everyone's fooled by it. So, yeah. But here's the thing, like, going back to what you were saying about the solitary confinement, he's already been in that for 3 years.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Man, so I hope they're treating him at least. I understand he's in monkey prison. I get it, but I mean, he killed a person and attacked
Brian,
250.
you know what we need to do?
Make monkey prisons.
We need to film a monkey version of The Rock.
You mean the pro wrestler, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. Yikes! Oh my God. I'm telling you, this story is this is great for sci-fi on its own.
It's
Think about it.
fast.
It shows this getting fed monkey meat by some crazy occultist, getting
Right.
handed whiskey or various, party liquors. And
Good old party liquors.
by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, that's a reference from Squidbillies. So I fucking love that show. Anyway, so, like that's the beginning of the movie. That sets his rage up. He kills his owner, gets loose, then he just goes on, it doesn't have to just be this rampage. You could actively have him just on the loose, randomly attacking and killing campers and villagers and whoever, other monkeys, as you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually, he's brought to justice and, he's sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Yeah.
Monkey death.
Yeah. After he refuses vegetables and other monkey fare.
Another monkey fare.
Yeah. There you go, right? Boom. There's your movie.
Monkey fare.
Mm-hmm. By the way, that's the title of this episode, but not fare as in F-A-R-E as in food. It's definitely going to be monkey fare as in, like a carnival of monkeys.
Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yep. Yep. It does. So there you go. I wanted to save that one for the last story because, wow.
Yeah. Wow is right.
What are we doing with these things, man? Like, we're going to have like monkey, like task forces to make sure that this doesn't happen.
I guess.
Jeez.
Monkey SWAT?
Yeah. Monkey SWAT. Now, here's a question. If they have trouble catching another murderous monkey, do they bring this other one? Like
Demolition Monkey.
Yeah.
Yes. Now we're talking.
They like lead him around. He's in chains. And then finally they're like, all right, like, we know he's close. We're going to have to let him off we're going to have to let him loose. And everyone starts panicking, because he may just kill all of them.
He still doesn't know what to do with the 3 shells.
Yeah. They've got like a collar on him, kind of like, not like Suicide Squad, but it releases like something to keep him doped up so that he can't unleash full monkey strength until they turn that dial down,
Yeah, monkey dope.
Right. By the way, I'm sorry, but full monkey strength just also tickled my funny bone.
Man, I want to see Demolition Monkey now. Any made better if you just add monkey into it.
Yeah. Well, maybe not.
What?
Well, think about the monkey in Outbreak wasn't great.
Okay, fair enough. But what if, Brian, instead of that,
yeah,
it's like Planet of the Apes, and then there's the Outbreak human that bites somebody?
Oh my God, they should be. See, that's where Hollywood needs to go next. Is like we need to have Air Bud, but it needs to be a human that plays basketball, but everybody else is dogs. Like
Yes.
That's our next move in Hollywood. We're just doing all this shit.
Exactly. See, now we're talking.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
The Shaggy DA, but it's just a guy with a beard and long hair,
He's homeless.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely.
All right. Well, that's what I got for the week.
I'm about tapped out myself. Well, we do have the Q's.
Yeah.
W.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I just was meaning
Four.
as far as, things. Right. All right, let's do some Q the W.
Oh shit!
Hit
son.
that theme song. No, we don't. Damn it, we don't have one still.
No,
We've only been doing it. We haven't been doing the Q the W for very long, so it's understandable.
Let's see here. If I can, I have my music fan over here. How about
No.
maybe? No. Some
great.
weeks it's definitely this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Sad Hulk.
I guess we really don't have theme music for the Q today.
Nah, we'll have to figure that out. Maybe for the 10th year anniversary, we'll come up with something.
We got that.
All right. So last week, I believe the question was something I can't remember because the damn page won't load.
It was, Brian.
Oh, I remember.
What technology scares the crap out of you?
Which, in a salty follow-up, which I thought was hilarious, was the very next day, there was a story that came out about CRISPR, which,
Yes.
some scientists have been dinking around with, embryos and realized that by doing something, they really create a problem to where it could lead to if these grew into full adults or whatever, make them more likely to have cancer and other things. And they were like, let maybe let's not do that. And I was like,
Yeah.
see?
Maybe we should stop fucking around.
Like I
Assholes.
said, unintended consequences. That's going to be the problem with CRISPR. As far as a tool, it's an amazing thing. But the fact that I don't think we can think of every possible outcome is going to be the problem.
Right.
Anywho, so what answers do we have?
So on Instagram, Athena Mars, she says, I'm not afraid of any technology on its own. I'm afraid
That's
of
fair.
technology in the wrong hands of being facial recognition and data tracking by the government, for example.
That's
I
a great
fear
one,
for
actually.
Privacy.
Yeah, facial recognition is one that I hadn't really crossed my mind. It's or powerful of it. We've seen, was it Amazon and a couple others that are kind of, and IBM got out of it altogether, so, because I think they're realizing how powerful it is,
Yeah, for sure. Right?
Like it's scary powerful if it ends up in the wrong. Much like that one I told you about that John Oliver talked about, where, there was an app that allowed you to use, if you took a picture of someone, it would basically cross-reference their social media and it would show you like matches of their accounts.
Which is creepy.
Very. And dangerous. Very dangerous. Yeah.
So we got that.
Mhm.
And then former enthusiast guest, Brian, Kyle Duncan Graham.
Who only going to be on his new podcast at some point in the near future. So more details as they happen.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
But God damn it, stupid soundboard is fucking up. Stop it. He says, those bullshit murder dogs from Boston Dynamics.
The ones I was talking about last week, I believe, right?
Those would be the ones.
Yeah, the ones that are like in Black Mirror, if you've seen that episode, where the dogs chase the person around the warehouse or whatever. They're basically those dogs.
Right.
Yeah. Terrifying.
So, that's then on the face page. We got a few more.
Yeah.
We got Jeff from Hobie. He says, Nanotech, too many terrible possible scenarios racing through my mind.
Like the Bloodshot movie?
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Although I
all.
haven't watched it.
Not heard great things about it, so.
I haven't heard anything about
But that is how Bloodshot works, is by nanobots, so.
Valerie, she says, I'm not sure where it's supposed to go. Plus, it's a game and why, and it's a link. I don't know.
Sounds terrifying.
Maybe I'll have to, I'll have to click on it and see what.
The Ring. You click on it, 24 hours, you're dead.
Yeah, it's over, Johnny.
Yeah. And then next week I'll be like, huh, that was a pretty good one. Who knew?
Routine, sharing artificial intelligence in a mirror universe.
Really? A magic card? I mean, come on. Anyway, sorry.
Mhm.
Not very many people are going to know that one. That's an old card. A really old card.
And then Big Dev brings on probably the most terrifying thing at QW.
Mhm.
Bluetooth dildos.
On their own, not terrifying, but potentially, again,
In a
the
group.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what a group of Bluetooth dildos are called.
I don't know.
I'm assuming it's like a vibe or something. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a perfect name for it. Just a vibe.
Yeah, here comes a vibe of dildos.
Yeah. Oh, God.
But yeah, that's what I have for the QW answers.
All right. Well, I've got a couple on Twitter, maybe, if it'll load. There we go. Steve, Mr. Jackal, says VR. Fuck that noise. And Clint,
I'm actually kind of interested.
yeah, we'll see.
Just saying.
Yeah, I know. Still feels like it's a long way from being perfect,
More just some of the games or
Do you
anything
know-
else. I don't
do you
want to be
know-
like,
Well-
I don't want to sit down with my family in virtual reality.
Yeah, I was going to say, remember a while ago when we talked about how there was that VR, that woman was able to see like her daughter?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's where I'd be like, because that could really, I don't know, it could be good or bad, depending on your.
But if I can fire up a game and like decap the fucking in on that shit.
Right. Clint at Vengeful Jedi says vacuum erection pumps. I mean, that's definitely something to be.
I mean, in the wrong hand.
There we go. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Skype
Hello?
is being a real dick right now.
That was the government trying to get us to not talk about how dangerous vacuum dick pumps are.
You're right.
That's what that shit was.
Damn it. The Men in Black are going to show up soon.
Yep, they sure are.
No, nothing.
Nothing, Ossifer.
Yeah, I'm. First of all, I'm not an officer. Second of all, again, no.
Why would we do that?
Ah, dang it! Come on. I have one more to read, and it's from my internet is being real stupid right now.
Yeah, you'll have that. You'll have that.
Concern it. I can read part of it so far, but I can't read the whole thing. Cheeto Banditos says what tech terrifies him. Neil from Daft Pod, his auto blow. And I can't read the rest of it. It says fascinating but terrifying, and I want to read the rest, but Google has decided. See if I can pull it up on my phone real quick here. He says fascinating but terrifying. Think about when the machines turn. Yeah, nope.
Right.
The last thing you want is. Be sure that's why I don't think.
Have retractable teeth. We just don't know.
Ah, that's even worse. Ugh.
Right.
Yikes. No, thank you. That's terrifying.
It is.
All right, there we go. My Q of the W list at least came up. So, all right, so that's what I have for last week's answers.
Well, I mean, where is it?
I like what you got. Good job.
So on this sheet of Q of the W, 1 through 27.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn. Let's go 27. We'll go to the end of the list.
Oh, dang, son. Of course, now it doesn't want to scroll down. Seriously, we can't just say, I mean, I know why. The reason why is because we're using, I don't mean the computers. I'm just using shitty internet, you know. All right. Here's the question of the week. If toys did actually come to life like in Toy Story, which toy would you be most afraid of? And I'm not, and for this, you know, I'm saying more like, you know, action figures, dolls type toys. No, you know, not so much like the auto blow. Although, think about it this way.
Are we talking about toys we own or toys in general?
Yeah, let's go with toys we owned. I you know what? I really either one. I don't care, but you know, I was thinking of it.
I would think most afraid of is probably my dog's toys because they just have horror stories for me.
That's true. Yeah.
Because like my toys, you know, the ones I have on display and stuff, they have a good life. Sure, to get a little dusty, but they could fuck around and, you know, play with the bourbon when I'm gone and stuff.
Yeah.
My dog's toys, I've got a raccoon up there that's missing an eyeball and it's been disemboweled. That would not have good stories for me.
Yeah, that would be like something from like Sid's. Yeah. All right, so how about from like when we were Utes? What do you think would have been a toy you would be terrified of if it came to life?
Shoot.
You picture something or something.
Right?
Just like, dude, the amount of ass I smell.
That's the worst. Kids do not know how to wipe.
That thing's always smoking a cigarette because it's just so stressed.
Toys?
You know what?
What?
Mine would be, and for a certain reason, mine would be, I can't think of the name of the vehicle I had.
Oh, yeah. I don't.
The car I had that we used to just ramp off of your stairs.
Yeah, stairs all the time.
Yeah, that basically all we were doing was, like I said, it's kind of a Sid situation. If that thing came to life, I figured somehow it would be kind of like, you know, the movie Christine, except it would be a small toy car that would somehow find a way to kill me for all the things I did to it.
Just zips under your feet as you're going down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that's kind of a tough one for ones like that would be genuinely terrifying. But everything I had was pretty standard issue Ninja Turtles, which I never had that creepy, weird toy that like my grandfather gave me or something.
Right, or some crazy old doll or something like that.
Yeah.
Another one that might be for me. Do you remember that robot fan that I had? They had the red eyes.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it was. Like, it had this robot fan, and the head of it had these two big like red eyes that were supposed to be like a nightlight kind of a thing, but it was like in the complete dark. You just see these two red eyes, like.
Yeah, slightly terrifying.
Yeah, who thought that was a good idea for a kid? Why not go with something like a light, a nice soft blue or no, bright red.
Bright red.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go actually with for terrifying toys. Remember
Oh yeah.
and it's for anyone's familiar with Master movies. It was about toys that came to life and killed people. And I got the little dude. He's in a little black trench coat. He's got a skull face. His eyes light up red. He's got a little black fedora. He's got.
Yep.
And that thing, I bought it because I watched the Puppet Master movies. I'm like, that thing's kind of fucked up. And then they put out the actual Puppet Master toys, and I had to own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree. Good pick right there, because that would be terrifying if it came to life, because it clearly would look like it would just cut small pieces of your flesh out.
Yeah, for sure. Right?
Just for fun. Yeah. Ugh, terrifying. All right, I found a picture of the robot fan that I had, so I'll put a link to the show notes. Yeah. I was wondering if I just typed in robot fan if it would come up, and sure shit it did. It looks like it was a pretty popular one actually. So, yeah. All right. Well, cool. All right. Well, there you go. There's the question of the week. Which
so
go ahead.
Show me what you got.
Yeah, do
You
it.
sons of bitches.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess with that, head over to saltylanguage and .com and check out the past episodes. Click on the links to like our social medias. You can find the network that we're part of.
Tradition.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Tangentbound Network, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So please go check out the shows over there. Yeah, if you want to hit us up with a Q of the W suggestion or a news story or anything along those lines, you can find us on Twitter at salty_link.
You can find me at Monotony. But, also we're on the Instagrams. We're on the face page. Just go to our website. All the socials are there.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
And, if you haven't already, please rate, review, and subscribe. Or, if you're using like Stitcher or whatever, please share the show or share it on the social medias with your friends if you would. That would help us out a bunch. And, I guess, until next week. Have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty.
And, be careful with your provocative farts, I guess. I mean.
Yeah, only bang the person you took to the orgy.
Right. That's a good move right now. Gotta stay safe.
Good.
Yep. Gotta stay safe.
Make sure you buy ride tickets at the Monkey Fair.
Oh, for sure. They're worth it. Yeah. But, because they're only good at the Monkey Fair. And once the Monkey Fair's over, you're stuck with all these monkey bucks and you can't do anything with them. By the way, I want to...
Huh?
I was going to say, I kind of want to create monkey bucks now.
Should. I was going to say, if there's one ride I can recommend at the Monkey Fair, it's the Face Ripper.
I don't think that's a good idea. Actually rip your face off.
Oh. What are you going to do? At the Monkey Fair.
Trade faces with Nicolas Cage then. There you go. Problem solved.
Dude, face off with monkeys.
That's a whole different movie. Like, they just rip off faces in the movie in that one. You're like, whoa.
Yeah,
there's
no actual trading going on.
Yeah, like, I didn't expect this at all. Like, this is just violent. Like, all right then.
Telling you, any movie is better with monkeys.
Yeah, I agree. Also, if you can find it, go watch Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Not a monkey. He's a chimp, but still.
Whatever.
Yeah. And, I guess there you go. Talk to you next week.